My only sunshine. When you're not happy. Hi, my people. What's up? What's up, everyone? Oh, you guys, I was sick again. Well, I'm still sick, you guys. I'm still sick. I was so miserable, you guys. I was so miserable. I was just so miserable. But hey, guys, happy Sunday. Happy Sunday, my people. Hope you're doing good. Hope you're doing well. I was like, let me come on. Hey, Mariah. Mariah said, I wonder how he bought the house. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. I appreciate it. It's raining outside. So hopefully the sound is good. But it is raining outside. What's up?
Have you seen my case for my massager?
Oh yeah, but you can't get it now.
It's back there.
I know. Oh, you should have asked for that sooner. I'm already live. I'll give it to you later. Everybody say hi to James. He's here.
That thunder describes my mood.
Mariah says hi, James.
Proposal. Or what? Can you close the door?
No, it's fine.
These people are loud.
Nah, they're okay.
You know your people.
My people
tend to be loud.
Okay.
Obnoxious.
Hey guys. What are you doing?
I can't watch.
You can listen if you want to. Hey, Goldie. Well, you might actually want to sit down and listen. It might be good for you. Good perspective.
I'm going to have some luck. Thank you.
Oh, Goldie says hi, James. Oh, he said hi, ladies. Hi. He's sick too. We're all sick. Oh gosh. I told you they're going to Virginia, right? Well, I'm going to, but for a week. Then I'll be back in New Orleans. My stumping ground. Happy Sunday, people. Happy Sunday. I've been so sick, you guys. Please send your prayers my way. Yes. Send prayers my way, y'all, because mine's been feeling sick. Oh, look. How'd you guys like this? You guys, look. The new mirror came in. New mirror upgrade. I was so excited. I got this on Friday. I was supposed to get it sooner, but it only came on Friday. I was so happy. Look at this. Look at this. Would you look at this? Oh, it looks so good at the camera. Would you look at this? Oh, wow. Girl, this looks good. Because remember I had this one. I had the first one that looked like this originally. And the handle was like really small. This is the first one. And that was the handle of the first one. It was really small. So I had it remade so we could change the handle. So now here's how it looks with the new handle on it. Ooh, this is gorgeous. Ooh, I like this. I like this a lot. I really, really like this one. How do you like this one? It's a peacock. Yes, it's a peacock. I wore a face mask in the house. Hey, Kel. Yeah, it's a peacock. It's a gorgeous, gorgeous peacock. If I tell you the story that's been happening to me around this mirror and this peacock, yeah, the handle's a lot better. And it feels really, really comfortable. It really does. I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. Oh, she got a mirror. I have my own mirror. Oh, I can't believe this. She can't believe it. This is just stunning. I really like this. I love it a lot. It's super gorgeous. It really makes me happy. Can't believe I have my own mirror. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, coming soon, you guys. It's coming soon. It'll be up soon for pre-orders. So get your coins ready. Okay? But it's really, really pretty. Like, You go like this if you're hot. When you're hot, you'll go like this. Yeah, this one was cute though, but the head was like so small. I was like, what is this? Child. I didn't like this one. I mean, I liked it, but I didn't like the handle on it. But this one and the bird. Oh, do you see it? Look at the bird. Look how majestic this is. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. This is insane. How beautiful is this? This is just beautiful. One lady left me a comment yesterday, Jillian. She left me a comment on the Lena Lashes page, and she was like, Marlene, your creativity is out of this world. I was like, oh, thank you, Jillian. I appreciate that. Thank you, sis. It means a lot. Aha! But yes, here it is. Super gorgeous. But yeah, guys, what's up? Happy Sunday. So, today's video. She said, I've never seen a peacock mirror before. Well, you now have it. This is really cute. Yo, I'm manifesting Cardi B for this one. I'm manifesting Cardi B to wear this mirror. I really am. I am manifesting Cardi B to wear this mirror in the name of Jesus. Because she loves the peacock. Even Dita Von Teese also. I'm like, I need to manifest Dita Von Teese using my mirror. Going like this. This is Dita Von Teese. Are you a Libra? Never. Never, ever, ever. I'm an Aquarius, honey. I'm too great to be a Libra. What? Never. But yeah, Ooh, I can't. Oh, guess what? I realized this morning, Bruno Mars. Y'all told me he was from the Philippines. He ain't Filipino. Bruno Mars is from Hawaii. He has a Spanish name though. But Bruno Mars from Hawaii. Y'all said it was from the Philippines. I was like, he didn't strike me as somebody from the Philippines. But he's a Libra, October 8th. I said, ooh, child. Oh, Lord, have the mercy. But yeah, Dita Von Teese also is a Libra. September 28th. I said, ooh, because like I was watching her stuff yesterday. She has like this video on YouTube where they went into her house. And she has like taxidermy when they when animals are dead and they stuff them. So when she opened the door, I was like, is that a peacock? She has a full-blown peacock in her house. Taxidermy. And I was like, what's your sign, girl? What's your sign? So then I went to look her up and September 28th. I was like, oh, Libra. So I'm like, yeah, let me manifest Dita Von Teese also. Girl, queen, I don't know what to tell you, sis. I think we'll be good friends because I don't like y'all. I'm so sorry. I can't do it. I'm sorry, girl. I cannot do it. Ooh, child. Oh, Lord. But I will take your money, though, sis. I ain't gonna lie to you. I sure will take the money of a Libra, though, but just I used to be scared of peacocks growing up. Really? Oh, wow, that's crazy. No, they're beautiful. They're very, very beautiful. I will tell y'all. She said, wow. I'm being honest. You know, I'm too old to lie now. I'm old. I'm like, what? Almost like 40. I can't be out here lying to people. I will take your money, but I don't know if we're gonna be friends like that. So I don't know. I had a bad experience. Disgusting. Traumatized. Never again. Can't do it. She said, well, if it makes you feel any better, I'm not a typical Libra girl. Yeah, right. Child, there's too many of y'all out here. Oh, Lord. You know, so, but yeah, so she had a whole peacock. I was like, wow, that's huge. That's crazy. So, but yeah, I'll sure will take your money, queen. Don't worry. I'll take your money, though. Yeah. She says that new mirror, Marley. It's this one. This mirror We changed the handle because it was too small. Like, it was too small. The handle here was too small. So we just made it bigger. We made it bigger. We made it bigger and fuller. And it looks really good. This looks really regal. I love this. I really do love this. I sure do love this. Look at this. It's so pretty. I love this a lot. I like this one a lot. Y'all, I want to tell you a story so bad, but I don't try to be snitching out here in the streets. But I will tell you guys a story about y'all might be some snitches. But all this started before I started having my disease, before I got sick. So I was like, that's pretty good. But here's what we're here, because I've already wasted enough time, but low kiki. But here's what we're here, right? I want to talk to you guys about perspective. Perspectives. Because yesterday, well, I guess because I was sick, but like during my whole sickness, I was in a bit of a funky mood because I was sick. I've been sick for a whole week. It was really bad. It was really painful. My back was hurting. My throat was hurting. My neck. I mean, I was just really miserable. And it was that time of the month. I mean, it was everything. I was just I was just so tired. And then physically, I'm tired. Still working on these things. We're almost done. I think I'm almost done with the color story for the V palette. Finally coming to an end. I am exhausted. V palette's in the house. Let me see what's in here. Why is there something inside? Oh, I have shadows in here. I didn't even know that. This palette is just so cute to me. Ooh, it's just so gorgeous. So yeah. But I was really in a funky mood. Like I was just not feeling myself. And so my little sister was talking to me yesterday, and I was like, yeah, she's like, Marlene, be strong. I was asking mommy about you, Marlene. Are you okay? I was really in a funky mood. You know, it happens. I think like it happens. You know, we're all human. We get tired. The body gets tired. The mind gets tired. And you're like, oh my gosh, like, when is this going to be over? Because I'm just drained. You guys, I'm exhausted. I am truly exhausted. And mind you, like, it's like I've been in this. It feels like I've been in this for like, oh no, I've been in this for like 2 years, right? I mean, longer, but the whole like design process, production process, all the like the stress, the scares, production scares, design scare. I don't have any design scares though, but like the pressure of just everything, like the amount of pressure like I put on myself, like all that stuff, like it's been so tiring. I think that's why like my body's been acting up, because a month ago I just threw up. I threw up so bad. I threw up for like 2 hours one night. I was just throwing up. It was so forceful. I couldn't. It was just. It was horrible. You guys, I threw up all over the bathroom. It was just so nasty. I think my body was under shock. And then after that, now it's this disease that I have. But it's like, yeah, my body's been going through a lot. Like physically, I'm really tired. But then I woke up this morning. Well, thank God I woke up this morning. Well, I am here, so I did wake up this morning. But when I woke up this morning, I was like, Marlene, you're not having the right perspective, which is understandable. You know, it's understandable. You're a person. She said, well, I haven't been to the doctors. I don't like hospitals. I went to the doctor. But this morning when I woke up, I took my shower. I was in the shower. I was talking to myself. I don't know if this happens to you. Do any one of y'all like meditate like under the shower, like when the water's running? But I was meditating in there, and I was like, Marlene, you have this attitude, or you're feeling like tired and exhausted, like the way you're feeling, because it was like, when you have this kind of mood, you know, it comes down to your perspective. Like you're not having the good perspective. Your perspective is not the right one. Hey, Liz, you're not. Oh, Liz, you came in and thunder shows up, girl. Are you mad today? But I was like, your perspective is not the right one, because if you have the right perspective, your mood can't be like, you know what I mean? So if your mood is, if you have a funny mood, if you are unhappy, if you're mad, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, You know what I mean? Yeah, Liz, are you okay? If you're not in the right spirit, if you're not in the right mood, if you're not in the right frame of mind, check your perspective. Check your perspective, right? You're choosing happiness today, that's what's up. Check your perspective, because your perspective conditions your mood. Because if you have the right outlook on a situation, you'll have the right kind of mood. If you don't have a good mood, if you're not excited, if you're sad, or if you feel defeated, it comes down to you don't have the right perspective, right? And I was like, okay, that's true. Because I've been here before, and I've been there. There are many occasions where I've had the wrong perspective, and it truly affected me. And I've made an effort to I've been making an effort to force myself, because you really have to force yourself to have the right perspective. Where I've chosen to force myself to have the right perspective. I've chosen to force myself to think correctly about situations, you know what I mean? Because if you don't, you're not gonna win, right? And I was like, Marlene, when you think about it all, you're almost done. You know what I mean? You're almost done. Like, this is not the time for you to have a bad, this is not the time for you to have a bad perspective about the situation. Because I remember last year, right? When I was, last year I was still working on the B palette and stuff. And I remember last year I was like, oh, I wanted to drop it for Beyonce's birthday. I really did. I was like, oh, I want to drop the B palette for Beyonce's birthday, because that's what I wanted to do. So cute. This is so cute to me. It's just so cute to me. It's just so cute to me. I wanted to drop the B for Beyonce's birthday, and I was like, but we weren't ready. We weren't even close to ready. And I remember when her birthday passed, I was like, oh my gosh, that's what I wanted to do, and it didn't happen. And so this year I'm like, oh my gosh, we're on track to do it. We could actually do it. So I'm like, then why are you sad? You need to fix your mindset, fix your spirit, so that you can make it happen and that you can be excited about it. And I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm like, you think about it, I'm like, the hardest part is over. The hardest part is over. I remember, isn't it funny how when you want something so bad, you want something so badly, and when you don't have it, you'll do anything to have it. You'll cry, you'll beg God. I remember 2019, that summer, just being outside. We were outside Virginia. I'll go back to Virginia again. But just being outside, just thinking what can I do? What can I do? What idea can I have? What kind of palette can I make? I don't know what to do. I didn't know. And I kept begging God to help me. God, please help me with this, because I don't know what to do. Then he finally gave me the idea, and it's slowly but surely we started working on it. You know what I mean? Working on everything, the whole design, everything, to now where we are today. I worked on the color story too that I posted. Hold on. Let me see if it doesn't pop out. Mm-hmm. I have so many of them. Let me see this. I posted this color story on Instagram, but there's a yellow that goes here, but I don't have it in the right pan. I have it in this pan. So, guys, you look. But here is the color story. I hope you guys love it. But I'm even that was a process too. But I'm almost at a place where I feel very this color story right here. It gives my soul so much peace. I have so much peace about it. I don't even know how to explain it. I have so much peace about it. Because since it is a B palette thing, I did want it to be a classic where it's not overwhelming for people. Because not everybody does these crazy makeup looks. Some people just want a bit more natural, with colors and things like that. Oh, thank you, Christine. I appreciate that. So I was Marlene, this is a happy moment. You know what I mean? This is a happy moment. And one thing I do a lot that I've recognized, I guess it's part of being an air sign, part of being an Aquarius. I overthink stuff a lot. I overthink stuff a little too much, to the point that it becomes crippling. You know what I mean? I overthink stuff a lot. I'm very harsh on myself. And it's as soon as I'm done with something, I go and I add more stress to myself. I always feel I got to add more to my plate. I don't know how to just chill. That's another thing I've recognized. Like, I don't know how to chill. Pray for me. Like, seriously, pray for me. I don't know how to just chill. I really don't. So as soon as I'm done with something, I start stressing out about like another thing and another thing and another thing. And so it makes it hard sometimes, like to just say, wow, like look how far I've come. Cause I didn't think I could do it, y'all. I really did not think I could do it. Let me see. Let me see if I have it here. Probably not. Trying to see if I have my potential first eyeshadow palette here somewhere. Don't know. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's like, it was such a long journey to get here. 2 years of just straight up spending money. Oh my gosh, you guys. I don't even know how I did it. 2 years of just spending money and not having enough money. Because this stuff is so much money. 2 years of just spending money, not having enough money, stressing out like how we're gonna pay for this, how I'm gonna pay for that, how I'm gonna get this, like manifesting, praying, fasting, trying to fast. And I'm like, I'm so stressed that I have to eat. Like I wake up and be like, God, I'm gonna fast today. But then I started thinking about all of it and it would just stress me out. Oh my gosh, I gotta eat some more. I worked out for a while. Like that also helped me to calm my nerves. But it's like, it's crazy because your nerves, like in life, like you truly have to control your nerves. Like you have to learn to control your anxiety. You have to learn to control your nerves. You have to learn to control your emotions. You have to learn to control the things that want to come out of your mouth, the things that want to play out in your mind. Like I've learned a lot of self-control the past 2 years. Like I've gotten a lot better. I really have because, whoo, child, the old me, my nerves would have gotten the best of me. My nerves really would have gotten the best of me. But I'm like, wow. So it's like, so there really is 2 ways you can look at it. It's like, oh my gosh, I'm tired. When is this going to be over? I'm sure people are just waiting for me to put it on sale too, right? But I have some sweet people on my page. They're really sweet. A lot of ladies, like they gave me really good advice. That was also a really good blessing because when I first started working on the color story, I put gold everywhere. I had so much gold in there. I was like, let's make it all gold, whatever. But I was like, you know what? Let me just ask the people because we have a lot of followers on that page. So I'm like, well, let me just ask the people and see what they think. So as I started working on color stories with the followers on the page, Lynn Lashes page, and some of them have been really helpful. Like they gave great ideas. I'm like, you know what? I like what you're saying. So we were like, it came out to this one is number 4. This is the 4th color story. But it was really nice. It was really nice to utilize all these people that were on the page because a lot of them are into makeup. They love makeup. They just love this kind of stuff. So it was really nice to have people who are passionate about makeup like help me out to do this because it definitely is not easy to do this by yourself. So that was really sweet of them. And I think we did something very pretty together. So that was really nice. But yeah, so it's like you start to see, like, I started to see, like, the way I was feeling, and I was feeling down, which is crazy because it is so crazy because sometimes I feel like when you're sitting there and you are not excited or you're feeling down or you're feeling overwhelmed, there's another person or there are other groups of people who would love to have what you have. Like whatever you call, and it's crazy because whatever you call a problem or whatever you might be calling a headache, there's someone out there who would just love to have it. I'm sure there are a lot of people who would love to have the B palette, right? But they can't because it's mine. You know what I mean? So it's like always force yourself to see things in a positive way and always force yourself to see things in gratitude. You know what I mean? Because when I was sleeping, I think I was asleep. Yeah, I was asleep. It was actually this morning, like late, like at night when I was asleep. And maybe it was a dream or maybe it was real. I don't know. But it felt like God was saying to me, oh, but you said you wanted to be like that person. Because if you don't know this, I don't know if I've said this before, but if you don't know this, I said that I wanted to be like Donna Arnaud, the owner of like LVMH, like Sephora. Because I love how like he has a group. his whole group of all these brands are just like luxury brands. From they have Dior, they have Louis Vuitton, they have Moet Hennessy, they have Kendo, Sephora, you name it. Like the whole brand is nothing but luxury brands. Like everything is just luxury, right? Like it just inspires me. Like I guess he's the richest person in France. I think he's worth like $170 billion, right? I just think that's freaking phenomenal. Like I want to be the female version of him. I really do. I want to have a luxury group. I really, really do. And so like in my dream, whatever I was having last night, if it was dream, if it was real, I don't know. But it felt like that's what God was saying to me. Like, but this is what you wanted, right? You said you wanted to be like this guy. So that's the journey I'm taking you on. You know what I mean? And just thinking about that. Oh, thank you, Commendable K. I appreciate you. That is so sweet. You know what I mean? But just thinking about that too, though, like just thinking about that, like it was weird. Maybe it was a vision. I don't know. But just thinking about that as I was sleeping, and then I woke up and I thought about it again. Like it made me happy. Like sometimes you might complain about what you're going through, or you might not be excited about what you're going through. You might not be excited about because of how it feels. Because everybody likes the success part of a situation, right? People like the money part of a situation, the clothes part of a situation, the spending money part of a situation, the fame and success part of a situation. But before you get to the situation or lituation, right? Because it's litty. Okay, before you get to the lituation, you actually have to work on the situation, right? And so when you're working on the situation, it's not always so glamorous. You're like, am I doing the right thing? Like, do I really belong here? Are you sure? Oh my gosh, like, do I really want to spend this money? You know what I mean? Because it's not fun, you guys. Like, investing is not fun. I honestly ain't gonna lie to y'all, for as much as sometimes we might talk about these rappers and we talk about people who spend money like there's no tomorrow, not to say it's okay, but I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I can really understand why some people love spending as opposed to investing. Because when you spend money, you do feel like you're getting rewarded right then and there. Like you feel like you're enjoying your money, right? You have money, you spend the money, you buy things that you really like. You know what I mean? It feels good. It really feels good. It feels good to your ego. It feels good to your flesh. And then, of course, it feels good when other people see you and like, oh, wow, look at what she bought or look at what he bought. It's validation. It's quick validation. Because when you invest, you have to delay pleasure. And that takes a lot of maturity. You know what I mean? And not everybody is that mature, or not everyone is ready to be that kind of mature, right? When you invest, you're like, your lituation is like years down the line. It's not going to happen today. And it's like, well, maybe I'm trying to show off today, not like 5 years from now, whatever, right? So it's definitely a lot of courage. You know what I mean? Because not a lot of people have courage. And it really takes courage to build something great, because, being human, it's about like, the need for constant validation. Like humans need to be validated. We're very insecure people. We like to be validated. We like to be told that we matter. We like to feel important. We want other people's eyes on us and things like that. So when you're in a situation that is like 2 years, 3 years investing, it's like, when does this stop? When do I get my money back? You know what I mean? Exactly. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, when does it stop? You know what I mean? When does it stop? Because you are investing. And that's why I think a lot of people don't want to invest, because honestly, it's not fun. It's a very mature thing to do. Is that we have to change our mindset to take pleasure in spending money in investment, then spend the returns on those investments in pleasure-seeking activities like retail therapy. Broke and poor need junk. Yeah. It takes a lot of maturity. So sometimes, like, if you find yourself asking God to, oh, God, I want to be this kind of person, or I want to be like this person over there, or I want to be this kind of entrepreneur, I want to be this kind of CEO, right? He hears you. And I think that's the problem sometimes. Like, I think sometimes we feel as though God doesn't hear us, or God is not answering my prayer. I don't know if God hears me. I think the problem sometimes God hears us too well. I think sometimes God hears us too well, and he takes you on the path to what you said you wanted. But you see, when you say you want something, you're talking about the end result of a situation. Like, you're not actually talking about the real situation. Whereas like God's like, oh, okay, you want to be like this person? Okay, let me take you there so you can start being like this person. But once you're there, you're like, this doesn't look familiar. What is this? What is this, right? Because you're thinking, I'm just going to just somehow end up magically like this other person. But it's like, yeah, but these people had to go through some things, though. Like, these people really, really had to go through some things. So when I heard God say that to me last night, it truly gave me confirmation. I was like, oh, yeah. I was like, no, that's what I want. That's really what I want. Like, I want, like Kay said, I want what he has, but I want better too. I don't know if I should say better, because is he gonna if I say I want better, is God gonna make this harder for me? But because I'm like, how did he know at such a young age to invest in Dior? Because when he bought Dior at that time, like, that house I think was always gonna go like in bankruptcy or something. It wasn't doing that great. And Lacey, it wasn't doing that great. A lot of the investments that he made in like high fashion and things like that, they weren't doing great at the time, but he did. And look at where he is today. I'm like, the man is worth like 170 billion. And all he does is sell luxury clothes, luxury liquor, luxury skincare, luxury perfume, luxury everything. That's just his vision. I'm like, that's crazy, because he's kind of close to Jeff Bezos, And that's insane. I'm like, you think of how massive the Amazon empire is, right? And the fact that this guy is only into like, personal care, and he's almost worth as much as Jeff Bezos. Like, that's just crazy to me. So it invigorated me, and it gave me a lot of courage. And then I was taking my shower, and then I heard something. I heard like, Marlene, what if your net worth was this amount of millions, right? And I said, oh. It was like, Marlene, what if your net worth was this amount? Like, what if you were going to be worth like this amount of money? When it's all said and done, what if you could have this kind of money? I said, huh? I think I have more energy in me. You guys, I kid you not. So it's like on the road to building your own. Like, when you're building your company, your brand, your whatever you're working on, you know what I mean? You gotta hype yourself up. But it's like, imagine, what if everything you did like could lead you to having like a net worth of like $50 million? Like, would you stop? Oh, hell no. You know what I mean? What if what you did could put you on a road path to be worth like 100 million? Would you stop? You're like, what if what you're building could take you on the path to be worth like 200 million or 400 million, or even better yet, $1 billion? Would you stop? You know what I'm saying? Would you stop? And I'm like, hold up, wait a minute. Hold up, wait a minute, And I was like, oh, well, shoo. I think I got more energy left in the tank, right? So this one, I was like, you know what? Let me live my life. Okay? Let me live life. Yes, girls, ladies and gentlemen, okay? Let me live life. Let me live life just as if I truly believe that I'm going to earn this amount of money for myself. Hey, Slater, what's that? You know what I mean? Because seriously, think about it, right? If you had a guarantee, like, let's say right now it's not really awesome, but let's say if you had a guarantee that you keep doing what you're doing, and in about like 5 years or so, you're going to have a personal net worth of like 100 million. Would you stop doing what you're doing? You'd be like, you know what? Although I'm tired, although I'm exhausted, I ain't going to stop. Okay? I'm not going to stop. So it's that, and that's why I said it's all about perspective. Because it's like, and it's like, it's really, and that's what you got to know why you're working for. Where's my water? This is why you need to know why you're working for what you're working on, right? Because if you're working on something just to work on it, or if you work on something and you don't have too much conviction, or you work on something and you think you're just going to have like regular returns or whatever, then yeah, you are going to get sad. Yes, you are going to get tired because it doesn't feel, it's not going to feel fair to you, right? Like, oh, I'm working so hard and I'm only going to reap little, or I'm going to work so hard, or I've been working so hard and I'm only going to get like a regular return on all this effort I put in. So yeah, it's going to affect you because that's the wrong perspective, right? It's a perspective of I'm going to work this hard and just get enough. I'm just going to just get enough. I'm just going to have just enough to get by. That kind of perspective is going to hurt your feelings. It's really going to hurt you. It's really going to affect your mood. It really is going to affect your spirit. You know what I mean? And as soon as things happen or difficult situations happen, you feel like, oh, God hates me. You get disappointed and things like that. But if you work on a situation, if you work on something, and then you tell yourself, like, nah, this is going to give me greater than average return. This is going to give me more than what I ever expected. This is going to give me something that I can't even put into words, like something that I can't even quantify, right? You'll feel this energy. You'll feel this boost of energy. You know what I mean? You'll feel a boost of energy that's like, because your perspective is one of abundance, right? And maybe that's what I'm trying to say. Like, you can have a perspective of lack, or you can have a perspective of abundance. And I think when I was sick, maybe it's my sickness also, but I've been really tired too, though. And sometimes you do have to talk out loud to yourself and you do have to encourage yourself. But if you have a perspective of lack, right, you are going to be afraid of investing in yourself. You're going to be afraid of investing in other things. You're going to be investing is not just even spending the money on, investments, whatever they may be for you, but investing is also like your time, the time that you take to study, the time that you pull away from the things that you love to do, whether it be with your family, with your friends, the vacations that you can't go on because you got to study, or you have to work on something, or you have to dedicate a certain amount of time to working on something. You know what I mean? All that is invested. We don't just invest money. We invest our time. We invest our energy. You know what I mean? Hey, Nasia, right? Like, it's a lot. Investing it's a lot of things that we invest. Your faith, it's a lot. You can't even take time away from you. Sometimes they can even take time away from your kids just to be able to do this thing. It's like, is it really worth it? Like, what if I do this and it's not worth it, and then I took time away from my kid? But even if you speak like that, to me, it's like you're cursing a thing before you have even started working on it. Like, you're cursing a thing, right? So you got to check yourself. You got to check your mind. Got to check your perspective. And make sure that you are operating on a perspective of abundance. And I said to myself, like, Marlene, you have to believe in something crazy when it comes to this. Like, you truly, truly have to force yourself to believe in something crazy when it comes to this. Like, don't just think that, oh, you're just doing this just to do this. Like, no, it has to be something even bigger than this. It has to be something even more powerful than this. It has to be something like, it's not even just going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it times like 1,000, like things that you couldn't even imagine you could conceive out of that will be conceived out of this. Like, this is a game changer. Like, this is a game changer. This is life changing for you, not just for you, for your family, for your kids, your grandkids, your great grandkids. Like, people be able to go to Harvard out of this for generations, right? So it's like you have to speak crazy faith over what you do. You know what I'm saying? Kay said investing is like planting seeds now so you can eat later. Amen. Most would rather eat from someone else and be an employee forever. Exactly. You can't have generational wealth being limited to 24 hours in a day. Exactly. So, and that's why a lot of people also are very afraid. People think they have to start with all this money, oh, well, I don't have enough money. But it's like, yeah, but you can start with what you got. And it's like little by little, it adds up. You can start a big investment with, I don't want to say like mediocre seeds, but yeah, minimal seeds. But the thing is, the more you keep doing it, it keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And sometimes, just like the story of Nehemiah too, like when people find you doing a good thing, a lot of people will later come in and help you because they see what you're building, right? They see what you're building, and more people can come to help you. And one thing about social media that I've come to realize, like social media, for as much as they can be like ratchet and crazy stuff happening on social media, but the thing about social media too, social media can really change your life. Yo, social media can really change your life. There are people who went viral overnight, and for a dance, for something, I don't know, a painting, a color, a haircut, being funny, social media can truly, truly change your life. And I think like part of being successful in life, also, you guys, it's not always about like having all the money. Because I don't know if you ever, especially when you start something, I don't know if you ever have all the money you could ever possibly have. It's a struggle to get there. But I feel like part of being successful, people who are going to be successful in this life, it is truly about being like a forever optimist. Like you really have to be a very optimistic person. You have to force yourself to be an optimistic person. You have to really force yourself to like see things in a good way, in a positive way. You really have to believe like all things will work together for my good. Like people are going to see what I do. You know what I mean? I don't care how long it takes. Like people are going to see what I do, and it's going to change lives. Like it's going to be transformative. Like people will come after me. Like people will try to contact me and have me work for them, or they'll, want me to work for them. I don't know, like design for them or create for them or help them. Like, like you have to be, like you have to be a hopeless optimist. Like you constantly have to remain hopeful for good things, right? Hopeful for good things. Like good things will happen for me. Good things are going to happen to me. Good things are coming to me, right? Good people are coming to me. God is going to send me great customers or great friends or great business partners, or God, like all these things that you there are all these things that you always have to speak over yourself. But you have to believe if you're working on something, if you've been working on something and you kind of feel like, oh, I don't know if I should keep going. If you're, yeah, if you're like, oh, I don't know if I should keep going, or you want to quit what you started. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know if this thing is good enough, right? If you have these thoughts of quitting, if you have thoughts of giving up, or if you are getting frustrated, honestly, you don't have the right perspective. You don't have the right perspective. You know what I mean? And you have to fix your perspective. You got to find ways, because everything in life is about perspective. Everything is a paradigm. You can look at a problem one way, it can make you feel completely like crap. Then you can look at the same problem a different way, and it can completely make you feel empowered. So you always have to intentionally pick the perspective that makes you feel empowered to do what it is that you do. Does that make sense? And it's not easy, because maybe you were raised in negativity, right? You were raised to talk, because a lot of people grew up with like this fake humility spirit, where it's like you're raised to, be fake humble, talk badly about yourself to prove that you're not that special. Like, a lot of people do the fake humility. Oh, it's not a big deal. Or I don't know, I don't think someone like me can do something like that. A lot of people are raised to be fake humble. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that cause us to not have a lot of self-esteem in ourselves and not really believe in ourselves. So it's like, it's hard. And you have to intentionally, force yourself to pick the perspective that empowers you to believe, that empowers you to keep going, that empowers you to believe that good things will happen for me, right? That, like, I look at Bruno Mars, for as much as I do think he's a culture vulture sometimes. But one thing about Bruno Mars, I remember this, that really touched me about him. He grew up in a zoo. It's on YouTube if you find it. He grew up in his zoo because his dad used to manage a zoo. So they lived inside the zoo. Girl, like with no running water and everything like that. Like they lived in the zoo, like they lived inside the zoo where the animals were, like in the inside, right? And they were super poor. You know what I'm saying? But the thing about Bruno Mars, and even to this day, you can tell like he's a very positive. He seems like he's a very positive person. It seems like he's very positive. He makes positive music. Oh, I'm gonna kill you, pra 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 pra. You know what I mean? Like his music is always about making people happy. Like 24 gold carat. Where you at? What's your name? Or you got class? Don't say that. Drip drip. You know, the last one I saw last night was like the Blade one with Supersonic. Is that his Silk Sonic? Silk Sonic, that's his new group. But you know, you look at him and it's like this is somebody who didn't let where he grew up or what he didn't have growing up affect him and turn him into like a demon. You know what I mean? Because he always makes really, really happy music. You would never think this person had gone through these situations of like living in a zoo. And from what I read, you know, he left Hawaii, I think. Yeah, he left Hawaii in 2009, if I'm not mistaken, to go to LA to start the music thing. But he in 2009 or something, but I think it didn't take off. It didn't take off until 2014, I think, with 24 karat gold or whatever. But I mean, he had like hits in there and there. But I'm like, look how long it took him from 2009 to 2014, right? Like, who knows how he was living out there in the LA, right? Like what he had to go through in LA. He like, man, I'm going back to my island. This is ridiculous, you know, because if you guys, I don't know if you guys ever been to LA or if you know anything about LA people, shallow, fake, expensive, you know, it's like so that place is just too much, right? But I'm like, for him to persevere like that. But today, when you see the success of Bruno Mars, you'll be like, oh my God, I want to be like Bruno Mars, or I'm going to be famous like him. But it's like, even for him, it didn't happen overnight. But now it does feel like every time he releases a song, the song is a hit, right? He has a lot of #1 hit singles. I think 24 Karat Gold won like 7 Grammys or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, you know, maybe in his head, he knew that would happen one day. But I don't think other people who saw him early on saw that for himself, saw that for him, right? I'm sure people who treated him badly, I'm sure people who talked to him all kinds of crazy. But today they're like, oh my gosh, I remember when he used to clean my house door. I remember when he used to come over here and we used to throw him out the club. And I remember we didn't believe in his dreams and things like that. I bet you there's a lot of people, chat, who be watching the TV, okay, going on Instagram. Like, I remember little Bruno. I remember little Hernandez, okay? Because I'm sure a lot of people disrespected him. And I'm sure a lot of people didn't believe in the dream. They sure didn't believe it. Because people, you know, when people are familiar to you, when people are familiar to you, when people are familiar with you, when people are familiar with your struggle, when people know you, they feel like they know all of you. They feel like they know how far someone like you will ever go. But it's like, you don't really know me though. You know what I'm saying? And I think it's a good thing sometimes that God keeps a lot of things about our future private, even to us. There are a lot of things that God has in store for us. He doesn't tell us. Because imagine if a lot of people could foretell how far you would go in life. I really think a lot of people be dead. I think a lot of people will get murdered. I think a lot of people will get abortion, like people would have had abortions. I think a lot of people will get poisoned, you know, because people are very jealous. I think people are very, very jealous. And so if they truly knew how far you were going to make it, they would do everything that's in their power to kill you. You know what I mean? Like Herod tried to kill all the babies before Jesus. Pharaoh tried to kill all the babies for Moses. You know, I can really see that happening. You know what I mean? So sometimes it's good that people don't see you coming. Sometimes it's good that people overestimate you. Sometimes it's good that people don't even look your way because it gives you the freedom to be creative. It gives you the freedom to get up, to fail again, to get back up, fail again, because there's no pressure, because nobody's expecting anything from you. But I'm telling you, I promise you, there are a lot of people who turned him down. There are a lot of record labels who didn't want to sign him. There are a lot of A&R people who didn't see it for him. I'm sure there are a lot of people who just didn't believe that someone like him would one day be this mega star, right? But the good thing is, y'all, I'm gonna tell you something, right? You know what I'm saying? But the good thing is, you guys, all you need sometimes is just the right person to believe in you. You don't need the masses. You truly don't. In the initial phases of your life, in the formative years of your talent, like when God is really building your talent up, you know, like for me, for example, I kind of knew I could be a creative person because like when I was in middle school and stuff. What is that? Oh, let's see. Hey, but you have a lot of sauce. You didn't put a lot of sauce in it.
It's just marinating. I haven't even grilled it yet. What's wrong?
Is it safe to eat?
Yeah. It's tuna.
Can you put more sauce on it?
It's in sauce right now. It's marinating.
Oh.
That's out of the sauce.
Well, thank you.
I'll take it back. He says it's not sufficient.
No, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
You're gonna leave it. Thank you. You know, but it's like, so I kind of knew I could be creative because in middle school I used to do like the art stuff, but I didn't really think much of it. Whatever, you know. Then when I started the company, like I used to design like our packaging stuff, but that was the extent of it though. But then like summer 2019, when I was like, oh, I gotta come up with a palette. I need to come up with a palette. I didn't know what to do. My brain was stuck, you guys. My brain was stuck. I really feel like seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all those things shall be added onto you. Yeah. Marlene was begging God out here. I was truly begging him to help me. I was truly begging God to help me. There's a passage in the book of Proverbs where King Solomon says that the power, like what makes God God is that he has the ability to hide things. And he was like, the power of kings is to discover, you know what I mean, the things that God has hidden. And it felt like Catch Me If You Can kind of thing. Like when it came to designing the palette stuff, like it truly felt like God was like, catch me if you can. If you catch me, then I'll give you a palette. Kind of like the way Elisha got a double portion of Elijah. He's like, yeah, if you can catch the code, if you catch me going and you catch my code, then you'll get the double portion. It felt like it was catch me if you can. I kid you not. And so my brain was stuck. But when my brain finally clicked, like when it finally clicked, because the B palette was the first one that came to me. When my brain clicked on that B palette and I started designing it, you guys, it felt like my brain was just open to the spiritual world. Like, cause I could just design palettes. Like I just started designing eyeshadow palettes back to back to back to back. Like when I did Nigeria really took me 30 minutes. I was on the phone. I was on Zoom with Ekenem. And I was like, I got to do this Nigeria stuff. And we were talking like that. And she's talking to me and I'm moving things on my phone. And within 30 minutes, it was right there. I was like, oh my gosh, this is it. This is it. And I started designing more palettes. Like I think altogether, I probably have like 15 eyeshadow palettes that are like almost laid out. I think half of them are almost like done. Like right now we're doing one for Halloween, but it's like ever since once the B palette thing they clicked in my head, it's like everything else it just started clicking. Like now I can just design stuff so easy. But before my brain just was not receiving signals. Like, you know, like it just wasn't receiving signals. It's like I want to do it. I don't know what to do. You know, my brain, it don't move. You know what I mean? I don't know what to do. But now it's like I can just look at something and be like, yeah, I can be like, okay, I want to do a palette on this thing. And then boom, I have an idea for it. I want to do a mirror. And then boom, I have a design for it. But it's like my brain, it wasn't working like that before. But now it works like that. You know what I mean? And so it's like that's what I call like your formative years. It's like you struggle hard, like you struggle really, really hard to understand your own gift, because you have, like they say, like the gift, like they said, what does it say? Like the gift is submitted to the prophet. Like you can have a gift, but sometimes you haven't tamed your own gift. So it's like, it really is no good to you until you know how to tame your own gift. Because if you're a gifted person, but you don't know what to do with your gift, or you don't know how to make the gift work for you, it's pretty much like you're kind of useless. You know what I'm saying? Just like Joseph, like, yeah, he could interpret dreams. He could have dreams or whatever, but it was kind of useless until he could use the dream to save a country. Then it's like, oh, wow, like you've really tamed your gift. Now you're actually saving people. So now he's making a lot of money because of it, right? So until you can tame the gift as a prophet, like being a prophet is kind of useless. You know what I'm saying? And that's like with Bruno Mars. I feel like those, like from 2009 to 2014, those years, the people cussing him out. I'm LA people, the way they so stuck up. You know what I mean? And the way he looks ethnic, you know, they call him all kinds of nasty names. You know what I mean? He ain't white. So, you know, he went through a lot. He's not rich. He doesn't have generational wealth. He's a brown person. You know, he's Latino from Hawaii. You know, I'm sure he went through some nasty, nasty situations. I'm sure he met a lot of managers in LA who talk crazy to him. I'm sure he went through some nasty stuff. I'm sure he probably slept in his car, some people's couches. I'm sure he went through some very humiliating situation, but he didn't let that affect him. But today, these people are like, oh, I know him. How you know him? Oh, what? Tell people how you know the man. You know what I'm saying? But they're not going to say anything because it's embarrassing. Like, oh, what you mean? You had someone like Bruno Mars and you didn't sign him, or you had someone like Bruno Mars and you didn't let him sing at your joint. You had someone like Bruno Mars. Da, 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 da. You see what I mean? So I'm like, sometimes you go through these years and you feel like, oh, God is not hearing me or whatever. No, these years, you have to spend years in isolation learning to tame your gift. Because if you don't tame it, nobody can tame your gift for you. It's your gift. Nobody can. Like, even somebody can lay hands on you, but ultimately, you're going to have to spend time in isolation, like working your gift, because it's your gift. And it's the thing that God has given you to succeed in this life. So only you have to tame it. Only you can tame it. And it's your responsibility to tame it. If you don't own your craft, nobody else can do it for you. Because it's not their place to do. You know what I mean? It's your place to. It's your place to do. It's yours to tame. So I'm like, these years he was going through that. That's where he perfected all that stuff. Like, and sometimes it takes you being hurt. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Jimmy, he's too much. He's sick too. Sometimes it takes you being hurt. It takes you being disrespected. It takes you being forsaken. It takes you hitting rock bottom. It takes a lot of, unfortunately, sad situation. You know what I mean? For you to say, I don't want to die no more. Fuck this shit. Like, seriously, like sometimes you really have to. Sometimes it's like a crushing thing, like the thing they put the oil in, the pressing machine thing. You know, sometimes it really comes down to you feeling like you're being pressed like olive oil. You know what I'm saying? Because you have to be sick and tired of being sick and tired for you to want to live. Because until you get sick and tired of being sick and tired, you're not going to want to tame your gift. And life is still going to keep beating you up. You know? So I looked at that. I was like, oh my gosh. You know? But from 2000, it took almost like 6 years for him. You know? But now it's like it's hit after hit after hit after hit after hit after hit. Right? He said, how long does the isolation last? I don't know, but it's custom made in it. You know, but it's just to say, like, I really believe that we're all meant to be successful. I think everybody who's born is born with a destiny and is born to be successful. It's just that people are afraid of being in isolation. People are afraid with being stuck with themselves and having to learn themselves and having to go through failures and having to be an embarrassment to yourself or to other people, having to not be like people's perfect definition of success. I think that's what really, really gets to people is that like, oh, what people say, what people say. But my thing is, what will anybody say if you don't pursue your calling? You know what I mean? You have to go for it. I know for me, it was really hard, you guys. It was really hard. It was very difficult. I will never sit here and tell anybody it was easy because even for me, it wasn't easy. It was really, really challenging. I sure do know I was challenged. I sure do know I was challenged. But you think about it like, yo, if I don't go through with this, like, would I ever be able to live with myself, right? Like, assuming somebody is born to be a writer, like, what if you don't ever pursue writing 100%? Like, would you ever be able to live with yourself? You know what I mean? Like, if you're meant to be a designer, if you don't go through with it 100%, like, would you ever be happy with yourself? You know, if you're meant to be, I don't know, have a PhD, whatever you're meant to do, whatever you feel like you're called to do, if you don't pursue it if 100% and go through all of it, experience all of it, the good, the bad, the ugly, the indifferent, and everything like that, would you be able to live with yourself? Could you forgive yourself if you don't pursue it? You know what I mean? Because it's never fun. You know, one thing I know about chasing dreams and chasing vision and chasing your destiny, it's really hard work. It's very humbling work. It humbles you real quickly. You're like, what? You know? Because I feel like destiny is like a bronco. Like, you know, these horses, them crazy horses, you know, the bronco would be like kicking and stuff like that. I feel like that's what destiny is. It's like a cowboy trying to ride a bronco, and the thing just wants to kick you off of it because it's like it doesn't want to be tamed, but yet it's your destiny. It's like if this thing can break my back. You know what I'm saying? But it's like you kind of have to brace your fears because even your own destiny can scare you. But yet it's your destiny. But it seems like the closer you get to it, the more it wants to whoop your behind. And it's like, oh my gosh, you're trying to kill me, sis. You know what I mean? And we have this belief that if something is meant for us, it should be like, oh, hey, cutie, hey, little poodle. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, I don't really think it's like that. I think destiny is very aggressive. I think destiny business can be very violent. It can be very aggressive. It can be very, very scary. Because it doesn't look like there are guarantees with it. It doesn't look like there's security with it. It doesn't look like there's peace with it. It really is. It truly, truly, truly is a lot. But if you succeed at it, though, can you imagine like how much different? Who's that? If you succeed at it, though, can you imagine how much different your life could be? Not even just you, your children, your grandchildren, your great-grandchildren, you know what I'm saying? And that's one thing I used to say. I was like, oh, I want to be like Estee Lauder for my kids to like the day that I die. You know what I mean? Like the day that I died also, like I want my my great-grandkids to have jobs, like without having to go work for anyone. Like I would love to have a board of directors and stuff. It's all my kids and my grandkids, whether I'm here or I'm not there. But like that, I think that's really dope. Like every time I look at the Estee Lauder company and I see like, I'm like, this lady, she left this for her children and her grandkids and her great grandkids. Like they will never, unless they really want to go work for somebody else, but they never have to work for anybody else. Like they always have a job. Like when they go to college, they're not going to college to go work for somebody else. There's a job waiting for them. There's a board of director position waiting for them. Like there's the money to start their businesses, like if they want to. And so it's like, you got to look at it that way. Like if I have to go through this, if you have to go through this painful situation, if you have to go through all of that so that no one in your bloodline will ever have to worry about looking for a job, will never have to worry about having startup money, will never have to worry about generational wealth. You know what I mean? Who better than you to pay the price for that? Does that make sense? And then you realize, like, you know what? I'm doing this for way more than just me. Like, I'm doing this for my children. Like, I'm doing this for my grandkids. Like, I just find that to be fascinating. When people are able to give that to their kids, to their grandkids, to their great grandkids, I'm like, wow, what phenomenal vision must the father or the mother, whoever did it, the grandmother, grandfather, whatever, whoever in that bloodline put the foundation down so that all this entire bloodline could live like that. You say to yourself like that person must have had a great vision. That person must have had a great vision. And so, because we don't just live life for ourselves. You don't just live for you. You're not just living here for you. Live for your bloodline. Like live for the way. How do you want your kids to live? How would you want your grandkids to live? How would you want your great grandkids to live? Right? Like think about all the times you saw something like, and you're like, oh, like the way Janine, she was like, oh, I want to buy a Gucci cap, and it's $400, right? But like imagine if like, one generation, two generations down, they could just go to the Gucci store and just buy stuff because grandma paid the foundation. Like, yeah, it's nothing to us. So we might have things that we cannot do today, but it's like, let's work hard that our kids and our grandkids and our great-grandkids, like they will never have to worry about or even know what it feels to even think about these questions. Like, what does that even feel like? What is this? You know what I mean? Because it's already going to be done and covered, it's going to be done. Do you know what I mean? And that's that. I think like when you think like that, you get the if you think that way, if you get that kind of perspective, you'll see that you'll be more encouraged to push through. You know what I mean? You'll push through. Like you'll be more encouraged to push through and to give it your all. And and just because you give it your all does not mean that you reap the next day. I can't lie to you also. Just because you give your all to something does not mean you wake up the next day and then like, oh, everything makes sense now. Not quite. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes he said, yes, Grandma and Jay didn't get the Gucci hat so that we could buy the Gucci store. I know that's right. Even Gucci, they're coming out with the movie for the Gucci family. Because the man was a farmer. The man who started Gucci, he was a farmer. So the movie's coming out. Lady Gaga is playing in the movie. But they have the documentary here also, like if you want to learn about the Gucci family. But he was a farmer. He was a farmer. So this man was a farmer, and then like today, look how huge the last name is, right? So it's like, believe you me, you have 20 years in you that you can give to your dream. I know that sounds crazy, but you have it. You have 30 years in you that you can dedicate to your vision, because whether you do or not, those 10 years will go by, those 20 years will go by, those 30 years will definitely go by. So, you know, Nasia said, God gave me a vision back in 2017, nothing yet, but I still have faith that he will see me through. I don't think that there's nothing yet. I think you're just afraid. Because if God gave you a vision, it's already working. So I would say nothing yet. I think maybe it's your perspective on it. You don't have the right perspective. So if you don't have the right perspective, you'll say that there's nothing yet. But everything, like I said, everything's about perspective. You know what I mean? So, because a lot of people say, God, when God gives you a vision, you still got to act. Otherwise, you're not going to see nothing. You know what I mean? If you're afraid to act, God, that's the thing. God's not going to do anything for it. Like, y'all, God will just show you the sign. Like, oh, you can take this exit, right? But you still got to want to take the exit. You know what I mean? Because God can show you a lot of things, but you still have to agree to take the exit. If you don't take the exit, okay. If you don't take the exit, then you're not going to see much. Yeah, you got to take the exit. And then when you take the exit, you got to encourage yourself. Because otherwise, you're like, oh my gosh, this is really crazy. And that's why it's like, it takes a special kind of person to be a person of faith. Like, it takes a special kind of person. Because it's not easy. Because sometimes you're like, oh my God, okay, God showed me this vision, I'm going to take it. And then you take the vision, and like you're excited at first, and then you're like, hold up, why do I feel like I'm alone? Where's everybody else? You know what I mean? Where's everybody else? Am I crazy? Why am I here? You know, it feels like that a lot of times. It really, really feels like that. You take it, you've had the vision, you fasted, you prayed, you're super excited, and you're thinking like, yes, this is it, right? And as soon as you take the exit, you're excited for a little bit, and then it's like you're on this road. I don't know if you've ever driven through Texas. If you're from Texas, if you've ever been through Texas, like Texas, you can drive for hours without even seeing the exit. You know, so at first, like you see civilization, and you start driving, and you drive, and you drive, and it's like there's nothing out there, right? And it can kind of feel like that, like you're driving, and like, oh my gosh, where are the people? Is anybody else here? Where are my cheerleaders? Like, where is validation? You know? And it's like, no, it's just you. It's just you. You're just on the desert. Like, it's just like you're in a desert by yourself sometimes. That's really what it feels like. And then, like, once in a while, when you get really sad, you'll, like, you know, create a situation and cheer you up a little bit. And then, boof, he's gone again. You're like, oh my God, I got to be here by myself all over again. And it's like, yeah, that's really how it goes. You know, but it's like, today's video, though, you know, today's video, like, really, I just want to say, like, really, really choose the right perspective. Choose the right perspective. Like, work on having the right perspective. Like, have the perspective that gives you life. You know what I mean? If you do nothing else but that, like, pick the perspective that empowers you. You know what I mean? Pick the perspective that empowers you. Pick the perspective that, like, makes you feel good about yourself. Pick the perspective that, you know, tells you that, you know, things that are worth having are worth fighting for, you know, and that the work that you're doing, like, it's not in vain, like, it's going to get better. It's needed. You know what I mean? It will be seen, it will be recognized, and when it does, it's going to be worth it. You know what I mean? It's going to be worth it. You didn't work this hard for nothing. That's what I knew. At least that's what I tell myself. You didn't work this hard. And God is not wicked. His ways might be confusing sometimes, but God is not wicked. Like, you didn't work this hard for nothing. You didn't work this hard in vain. And you didn't just work this hard just to be stuck. But it's not easy. But it shouldn't be easy also, because if it was easy, everybody could do it. And if it was easy, you wouldn't appreciate it. And if it was easy, it wouldn't transform you. Because that's another thing also, when you do work that's really hard, when you do work that's very difficult also, it truly does transform you. It will transform you. It will transform you greatly. You know, it really will transform you greatly. So you definitely want to you definitely want to work on that. You want to work on being transformed because that's really, really important. But yeah, pick the right perspective. Pick the right perspective. I decided this morning I woke up, I was like, I'm gonna pick the right perspective. Pick the right perspective. And always be grateful. Always be grateful. Even when you feel sad, even when you feel alone, you feel tired, you feel exhausted, you feel like I don't even know if I have it in me. I don't even know if I have any energy left in me. You know, you have to force yourself to be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful. Be grateful that you even made it this far, right? And always remember that whenever you feel like your energy is running out, your faith is running out, your patience is running out, your courage is running out, your creativity is running out, you can always ask God to give you more. Always ask God to give you more, right? But look at everybody around you who's super successful. For as much as it feels like it's overnight, some people took them like 20 years to get what they are. Some people took them like 10 years, 15 years. Some people, they were unseen for the longest, and then one day it's like boom, and then next thing you know, they're all over the place. You know what I mean? But it's because people didn't give up. People didn't give up, and they kept boosting themselves up, right? So that was my video for today. Not gonna hold you for too long because I'm not feeling well myself also, but definitely pick the right perspective. Pick the perspective that makes you feel good about yourself. Pick that perspective, and you're not gonna regret it. You're just not. Like right now, you don't understand. You might. I'm so tired, Marty. I'm tired too. I'm so tired. But in the longer scheme of things, you're just gonna be really, really grateful that you didn't give up and that you picked the perspective that empowered your mind. Empower your mind to be positive and optimistic. I feel like any great leader has to be a great positive person. I think a great leader has to be a great motivator. I think a great leader needs to always be optimistic. Like, we're going to be okay. We're going to make it. We're going to overcome this. We're going to do something great, something phenomenal. Like, just be positive AF. Like, just be positive all the time. You know, work hard, but be positive all the time. And speak good things about yourself and speak good things about the things that you do. And you're truly gonna be happy that you did. So don't give up. You know, don't give up. So that was today's video, you guys. I don't know if you guys want to come in or not, but that was today's video. I hope you like it. I hope it was good for the Sunday. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. Be encouraged. You know, you don't get all the answers at once, but if you stick to it, eventually things start to make sense a little bit at a time, right? But just be encouraged. And also get yourself a journal and just write in there and just encourage yourself, right? But I was like, last year, I wanted to drop this thing for Beyonce's birthday, and I didn't get to. And I was like, this time around, oh, yeah, it's going to drop on the 4th. I know that's right. I'm excited. And it's so crazy because it shows you how fast a year goes by. Because I remember, Beyonce's birthday. And it's like, look, it's almost like a month away. I'm like, it's crazy how fast the month goes by. Like, it goes by really, really fast, you know? And here we are now. I'm like, wow. So delayed timing does not mean a no. You might not be able to do something this year, but you could do it next year. And I bet you, like, it goes by so fast. It goes by so fast. You know, that beat. Oh, you guys, I've looked at this for 2 years. I cannot believe that it's finally going on sale. Like, it's been like 2 years, and I'm like, she's excited. Would you look at this? Thank you, Jesus. Oh, let me put it back in the plastic bag. Yeah, I was like, oh gosh. So I was like, you know what? I don't have time. I don't have the time to not be in a good mood. I got things to do, boo-boo. She got things to do because she's not missing the deadline this time around. You hear me? So do the same thing. Get to work. Oh, thank you, Rachel. Yeah, I feel a lot better though. I'm still a little bit like knocked out, but I feel a lot better. But yeah, just get to work. Like I'm telling you, like just time flies, man. Time really, really flies, and that's why you can't spend too much time like second guessing yourself. You can't spend too much time like being sad or being down. I remember how much time I used to like I wasted being upset. Man, I look back and then I'm like, the beef house looking good, right, Richard? Oh, I love it too. You know, but I remember how much time I used to spend getting upset at stuff. I spent so much time like being upset at people, mad, disappointed, angry. Oh, child, it was just a hot mess. It was just a hot mess. And now I'm just like, why did I even waste my time like that? Whatever. I could have spent that time with something so positive, so constructive. I will never do that again. Nobody's worth your energy like that. Nobody. Nobody at all. Oh my gosh. Yeah, nobody's worth that time. Like people who like you don't like you, people who support you don't support you, people who want to see you fail don't want to see you. It don't matter. Like when I tell you like these people are so irrelevant. They are so irrelevant. People are just you know what? I've come to realize we make people relevant. We make people relevant. We give people way more importance than they actually deserve. You know what I'm saying? Like, whatever. You know, people just don't matter. Wasted energy. I wasted so much of my energy on so many insignificant people. Child, ridiculous. And now when I see like the stuff I can do with my mind, I'm like, why? That's why I don't waste my time. Like now, I don't waste my time being upset. I don't spend more than a day feeling bad about something. And I'm like, let's move on. It's not worth my time. She's not worth my time. He's not worth my time. This is not worth my time because I could take a whole day. Oh, thank you, live my best life. I could take a whole day and really think about like and design something that's gonna make me money. You know what I mean? Because then that's what I've come to realize. It's like Marlene, like your mind makes you money. And I was like, oh yeah, you're right. You know, it's true. Because if I design something beautiful and I sell it, people are gonna buy it. People are gonna buy it. So if I sit here and I spend the whole day or a whole week or a whole month being mad at someone, what product does that? I can't sell me being angry at someone. That's not a product. Who's gonna want to buy it anyways, right? You can't sell that. That does not inspire you. Being angry, being mad, being resentful, holding grudges, it doesn't inspire you. Like what purpose does it serve? You know what I mean? What purpose does it serve? Now, now I'm like, nope. I can spend my whole day and create something phenomenal. Okay, look at this. You know, I can spend my whole day like creating something beautiful. I'm gonna sell that and make some money off of it. That's just how I look at my life now. So it's like, man, forgive. And another thing also, like, forgive people, man. Forgive people. Forgive the people. Forgive those who trespass against you. Forgive those who don't understand you. Forgive those who don't support you. Forgive those who overlook. Child, let your heart be pure. Let your heart be really, really pure. Let your heart be white as snow. You know what I mean? Let your heart be white as snow and have a peaceful life. Have a peaceful life. Be peaceful in yourself. Be peaceful with your mind, with your spirit, with your body. Be peaceful with others around you. Be peaceful with the earth. Be peaceful with your environment. Like seriously, have peace all around you. You know what I mean? Don't hold grudges. Don't get mad. Don't hold grudges. Don't go to sleep at night upset. Don't meditate over things that people did that hurt you. Don't plan how people are going to fail. Don't wish failure for people, even if they wish failure for you also. Exactly. Like, you know, just let people go. It's like, it is what it is, right? Certain things were meant to happen. they happen how they happen. Some people gonna talk to you crazy, say some crazy things to you, but it's because they're hurt. It ain't got nothing to do with you. It's they got to do with you because ultimately what God has spoken over your life is gonna come to happen. Nobody, I repeat very well, no one on God's green earth can stop your destiny besides yourself. You hear me? If the only reason is somebody says something negative about you, oh, you're not going to succeed or you're not going to make it. The only reason why that word can even take root, the only reason why that word can even succeed over your life is if you yourself engage in negative energy. Okay? If you yourself engage in negativity, then that stuff works. Not because the person was right, but because you allow darkness to come into your life. And where there is darkness, a child of God you can't progress. Okay. So people say things, people say all kinds of stuff. Like the Bible says, anybody who wants to put a curse over your life, if that curse is unwarranted, it goes right back to the sender. So you don't have to worry about nothing. Pray for those who curse you. Bless those who curse you. Bless anybody who doesn't want you to make it, because you will make it. You know what I mean? You've already made it. As soon when you decide to fight for your life, you've already made it. When you decide that you're not going to be known as a failure, you've made it. When you decide that, devil, I haven't said my last word yet, you've already made it. When you decide to challenge yourself, to be better, to work harder, you've already made it. When you decide to live life according to what God has said over your life, you've already made it. No one can curse what God has blessed. Only you, only you can stop what God said he's going to do for your life by not being obedient to God's word. That is it. You hear me? That is it. That's it. That is it. But success is already your portion. And we worry because we find ourselves like worrying about things because we're not really sure that God is with us. But when you know that God is with you, you don't worry about things. You don't have anxiety about things. You don't worry about things. You hear me? Because everything is divinely ordained and you're going to make it. You will make it. You know what I mean? You were going to make it. So don't worry about anything else. Don't worry about what people say, what people didn't say. No, you're going to make it. You're going to be very happy. You know what I mean? You're going to be successful. You're going to be like, oh, gosh, bitch, look at my life. You know what I mean? You'll be like, oh, wow, it feels so good. So think more about like how it is going to feel for you to get to your destination. And all these other people, pray for them, man. You know what I mean? It's very scary for people. That's one thing I've realized. Like, it's very scary for people to see you succeed. It's very scary for people to see when they see you come out of a depression. It's intimidating for them, right? It's very intimidating for people. People are intimidated. It's very intimidating for people when they see what you're capable of. You know what I mean? It's very intimidating for them when they see how talented you are, how gifted you are, how confident you are, how peaceful you are, how happy you are. It's very intimidating for that. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you understand, I understand you're scared. You're scared. Because, if I had to compete with me too, I'd be scared too. I sure would be. You know what I mean? Because that's what happens. People have a gift. That's why they were scared of Joseph, because he really had a gift. Like, it wasn't just like, oh, yeah, the boy's talented now. You could see, like, yo, God really is with this boy. This is not normal. You know what I mean? That's what they were scared of Jacob, because he really had a gift, right? When you truly are gifted and you have favor and God really works with you, yeah, people will be threatened. It's not you. I'm telling you, it has nothing to do with you. They mad at the favor that God has put over you, but they're attacking you because you is what they see. But honestly, they're coming against God. So they're going to have to deal with him. You're not involved. You're really not involved. It doesn't concern you. So it's like, oh, well, I'm sorry you felt that way. But guess what? I'm going to make it, though, I'm making it. I'm going to shine. Like I said, for this mirror, I'm manifesting Cardi B. I sure am manifesting Cardi B. Manifesting Cardi B, and I'm manifesting Dita Von Teese. Woohoo! Okay, so believe super hard. Have fun with life. Have fun. Sometimes we forget to have fun. Yeah, darkness feels like, exactly. Like, a lot of time we forget to have fun. We take stuff too seriously. And I was watching the Nina Simone interview, like the Nina Simone documentary on Netflix. And she was like, real freedom is like when you stop being afraid of failure and you just have fun. Like, just have fun with life. Just have fun. Have fun. I think a lot of times we forget to have fun. We really do forget to have fun. So have fun. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. Life is short. Have fun. You know what I mean? Have fun and don't let life like change you. Don't let life jade you. Don't let people and their toxic bite like try to turn you into a zombie of bitterness. You know, people are just miserable. A lot of people are miserable. A lot of people are very, very miserable, and they want you to be miserable just like them. You know what I mean? A lot of people are very unhappy, and they want you to be unhappy just like them. A lot of people are very insecure and they want you to be insecure just like them. A lot of people are not comfortable in their own skin and they don't want you to be comfortable in your own skin. A lot of people are hateful and they want you to be hateful just like them. A lot of people are bitter and they want you to be bitter just like them because they're miserable and misery loves company. And it's like you can't give a rotten soul any space ever in your mind, in your world, in your space. They're just not worth it. So anybody who did you wrong, family, friends, co-workers, whoever, forgive these heifers. Forgive them. And let the peace of God be with them. Amen. Because I promise you, every time you pray for your enemy, yes, girl, every time you pray for an enemy, anytime you pray for someone who did once what was good for you, God's going to bless you 100-fold. I've learned that. I've learned that a lot. Anytime somebody wants harm for you, anytime somebody wants to harm you, don't pray for them. Be like, God, I pray that this person finds you. I pray that this person has a real coming to Jesus moment. Whatever this person is aching, hey, Shay, whatever this person is going through, whatever this person is facing, God, I'm praying for you because your soul is tormented. You guys, a lot of people, their soul is tormented. A lot of people are tormented. You don't hear me. A lot of people are tormented by regret. A lot of people are tormented by jealousy. A lot of people are tormented by envy. A lot of people are tormented by bitterness. A lot of people have a lot of spirits that bother them. So they're very, very tormented. So during the day, they look to start fights with other people. They look to attack other people. They look to disturb the peace of other people. You know what I mean? And so when you're not familiar with those unclean spirits, you know what I mean? When you're not familiar with those unclean spirit, you start engaging with them. You fight with them, you cuss them out, you act just like them. You know what I mean? But you don't realize that they come in to steal your joy. They come in to steal your peace. They're coming to steal your anointing. They come in to harm you. So what you do is, after a while, once you recognize that some people are just tormented and that a lot of people walk with demons, you start praying for people. You start praying for people because nobody should, I'm telling you, no one should disturb your peace. Nobody should disturb your peace. I kid you not. People are tormented, you guys. People are tormented. That's what Paul said. We wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against the demons, the spirit, the principalities, and everything else in these higher places. Because a lot of people are tormented. But because when you look at them, you see them. So you know, I can't stand her, I can't stand him. But you don't really have a problem with the person. It's the spirit that dwells in her or dwells in him that is causing you not to like the person. So you got to pray for their deliverance. Because a lot of people are possessed, don't even realize it because they've walked around with such a bad attitude for so long, they think it's normal. Or they've walked around being so nasty to people for so long, they think it's normal. They've walked around being disrespectful for so long, they think it's normal to walk like that. But it's a spirit that's in them. You know what I mean? It's a spirit. Because I'm like, if the spirit of God was in you, you would never treat people like that. That's not the spirit of God. Exactly. That's not the spirit of God. You know what I mean? Like, even you have parents who have that. You have mothers who have that kind of spirit. You have fathers who have that kind of spirit. You have siblings who have that kind of spirit, right? They like to torment other people in the family. They like to torment their children. They like to torment their siblings. You have bosses that are like that. They like to torment their employees. Like, y'all, it's real. It is very real. You have spouses who are like that too. They like to torment their spouses, or like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It's a spirit, or it might be spirits that are in them. Some people have legions inside of them, you know? So You got to deal with things. You also have to force yourself to get to a place where you don't respond the way you would have responded, because you also have to grow up. You know what I mean? You have to also grow up. You have to grow up. Spiritually, you have to mature, and you can't allow people to keep trapping you. There comes a time, you guys, I'm telling you, like, you just have to recognize, like, no, I can't keep engaging with the spirit the same way, because some people like to get cussed out. I'm telling you, some people love confrontation. Some people like to get cussed out. They like that kind of stuff. They thrive in chaos. And they want you to become just like them, a zombie of chaos. And you can't do that. And I'm going to pray for you, because this is not normal. Your behavior is not normal. Like, a normal person does not act like that. That you're not mentally stable. This is not okay. And what's causing you to not be mentally stable? There's a spirit in your head that's causing you to not be mentally stable. You know, because what kind of person, you know, doesn't like to have peace or to be at peace with other people? I had a friend yesterday. She was telling me things going on with her family and her siblings, right? I said to her, you have to pray for your siblings. She's like, no, Marlene, I'm tired. I was like, no, you can't say that, because it's spiritual warfare. It's spiritual warfare. This behavior is not normal. This behavior is not normal. So you have to pray for them. Pray for them, because they need God. They need to be delivered. This is not normal. Because if they're not delivered, they will keep messing with you like this. You know what I mean? And we have to learn to pray for people, especially those who know how to grind our gears, because it still shows us that we're not where we're supposed to be spiritually also. Because if you mature spiritually, things that used to bother you yesterday don't bother you anymore. You're like, oh, child, I'm just going to go ahead and pray for you. I'm just going to go ahead and pray for you. I'm just going to go ahead and do what? I'm going to go ahead and pray for you. And pray for you? Yes, sis, I'm going to pray for you. Does that make sense? I'm just going to go ahead and pray for you. And that's the mindset that I want all you guys to have. Don't engage with people, sis. Anybody who wants to be confrontational with you, anybody who wants to argue with you, anybody who wants to start cursing you, cursing at you, anyone who wants to make you feel less than, don't even engage. But I'm going to pray for you, because I want you to succeed. I want you to find peace. I want you to find a husband. I want you to have children. I want you to have everything your heart desires, so you can leave us alone. You know what I mean? Because some people, I think they're so unhappy with their lives. That's why they go around trying to make everybody else's life a living hell. So I pray that all your prayers are answered, that you can leave everybody else alone. Gee, like, go sit down somewhere. So it's like you have to stop praying for people. And I promise you this, you guys. I promise you this. When you find yourself praying for people who've hurt you, you're going to experience such great breakthrough in your life. I didn't, and it's like, oh, this person hurt me. Why would I pray for him? This person hurt me. Why would I pray for her? Or these people hurt me. Why would I pray for them? But I'm telling you, there's power in praying for people who don't want well for you, because it's not about them. But it truly shows to God that you are someone he can trust. You know what I mean? Because when God sees you praying for people who don't really deserve your prayers, when God sees you, asking for these souls to be delivered, you know what I mean? You're doing God's work. You know what I mean? And like we said earlier, like, obedience is better than sacrifice. So when you find yourself doing these things, you'll see God will trust you with so much more. And that's what Joseph said to his brothers. What the devil meant for harm, God turned it around for my good. You know what I mean? God will turn everything around for your good. Don't try to get even with people. Don't try to prove people that they were wrong. Don't do none of those things. Let people go. Pray for them and let them be. You know what I mean? God's going to work something wonderful in your life. God's going to work something beautiful in your life. And in the end, you will be the star. In the end, you will get the accolades. In the end, you're going to win. In the end, your name will be elevated among the stars. I promise you this. I promise you. Jesus been trying to fight these people. When they came to get Jesus, he didn't fight them. He's like, go ahead. Let all the evil things that go through your heart, do them all. And once you're tired, guess what? I'm going to come back and I will be Jesus. Okay? So, and it's crazy, because all the people who took him, tortured him, abused him, nobody remembers their names today. They're completely insignificant. They're insignificant. But Jesus, his story is way beyond significant, right? So you recognize that those who work against you, they're working to elevate you to a bigger purpose. Those who don't believe you or don't believe in you, they're working together to push you. I'm telling you guys, I've said this to you before. I said in life, you'll come to realize that the people who are the meanest, people who treat you the worst, people who are mean, people who treat you horribly are actually there for your good. Because it's a matter of perspective. You can let those people affect you to the point that you just want to give up, die, and crumble. Or you can say to yourself, I'm going to prove you wrong. Everything you said about me, everything you wished over my life, all these things are not going to come to me. They're not going to come to pass because I'm going to work that much harder to prove you wrong. And you see, and then that can motivate you also. But if that motivates you, then it's like, wow, these people had to do that to you to force you to want to fight for life. Because there are people too. There are some people, if there's no adversity, they're not motivated. Some people, you got to hold their feet to the fire or you got to dump them in hot water for them to want to fight, to survive. So sometimes it takes having mean people in your life. It takes having hurtful people. It takes having disrespectful people, whatever you want to, however you want to call it, for you to wake up and be like, no, I'm not going to let this person win. I'm not going to let what this person is saying about my life come to pass. I refuse. Like, no, I have to fight. This person's not going to win over me. So sometimes it takes meeting mean people to fight. So those people also serve the purpose. Maybe their ways were a bit abrasive and harsh, but you had to go through that to appreciate where you are today. So all that, like, ultimately, it all works together for your good. And God knows why he sends the people he sends in your life. From the very good people to the very bad people. God knows why all these people had to come into your life. And it's going to be for your good. And you're going to win. Amen. So that was me for today. I hope this video was helpful. I hope you learned something good from this video. Start your week off really strong. Recommit to yourself. Recommit to your dream. Recommit to your vision. And, just don't give up. Okay? Don't give up. I'm starting to feel sick again, so I got to go. But I wish you guys all an awesome Sunday. And I wish you a very, very awesome, what's today? Have an awesome week. Okay? I'll talk to you. Hopefully I'll talk to you tomorrow. But if I don't, I'll try to talk to you before Wednesday. Because Wednesday we go to Virginia. But I will try to talk to you on Wednesday. Because I'm going for a week or so. And I'm not going to bring my computer with me. So I won't be able to talk to you when I'm gone. But be encouraged, okay? Love y'all very, very much. And I'll see you later. Bye, people. Bye. Happy Sunday. Woo, she got to go.